I'm on a quest to find music and art. Supporting local talent is the place I start. Yeah, this is our culture, the place to be. Games, books, arts and crafts and jewelry. This the guardians of the geekery. 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 And now for today's episode of Guardians of the Geekery with your hosts, Matt, Carol, and Joey.
All right, Guardians of the Geekery, the special Geekery Market Edition, coming at you. 30,000 square feet of enhanced geekiness, all the geeky stuff in one place. November 4th, it's a Saturday. You can make it.
Yeah. And want to start off, this is going to be airing in October. So, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, just want to give a shout out to make sure you take the time to get checked, both men and women. This is a good time as a 2-time cancer survivor. It's really important. So I just want to shout that out at the beginning and get that out of the way. But yes, and then as a reward for taking care of that, please feel free to come to the Geekery Market on Saturday, November 4th. And you'll get to fly like an eagle, but you'll also get to check out Eonhawk, who's here with us today. So thank you, Lois, for being here. And tell us a little bit about Eonhawk, what it is, what you make, and what you're going to be bringing to the market.
Sure. I'm really excited to be a part of it. It seems like an awesome event that you're hosting, and I was so happy to be a part of it this year. So Eonhawk is my own art store and my own art business. I do a lot of, I'm influenced by animals, nature, and mythical stories and legends. So especially legends that might not be so commonly heard, like a big piece that I have that's popular is called the Saguapa. And she does really well at markets. So she's Dominican Republic inspired myth. I did this series of women who were in myths or how they're portrayed in myths, which is very fascinating for me, of what inspires myths or what is real versus more fantastical. And so that feeds into a lot of my work, both digitally, traditionally, and anywhere in between.
And so a lot of it starts off as art, right? And then you kind of translate it into other medium, or?
I can, yeah. So I am getting back into screen printing now. So I'm opening up my own screen printing studio. And I think before the Geekery, I'll be moved into the studio for that. But everything starts out as sketching or digital work first. And then I can either do it as prints or flag paintings or kind of whatever my little squirrel brain is like, this is your neat new passion. I'm like, okay.
But that's the fun part of being a creator, right? Is that you're not limited by, I can only make these things. It's like whatever your heart wants to try out, you can try out. Now it may sell, it may not sell, but you get to make it. So that's kind of the fun part, right?
The nature of the work. Yeah. I mean, there's like it's like the age-old thing of every artist you talk to. It's like, what's the one that sells the best? I mean, I think it was a TikTok trend of like, what's the piece that sells the best and what's your favorite piece? Because those are always going to be two different things because of whatever reason for that.
And what does it end up being for you?
So my best-selling piece is actually surprisingly these hollow stickers that I make of, I did this crest design. I was really fascinated by knights, emblems, and crests, but they're always really majestic, rightfully so, majestic animals of wolves and bears and crows and things like that. And I was like, I never see any insect crests. Like, where's the beetle house? Like, where are my stag beetle fans? So I did an image of that and I made it into a sticker, and it's a hollow sticker. And that bad boy surprisingly does very well compared to like one of my favorite designs is like some recent stickers that I've made of like different animals, and they have various levels of popularity. I think my favorite one is like a raccoon print that I've made that's like, I've chosen violence, and he's my favorite, but people will laugh, but that one normally doesn't do as well, but I'm perfectly fine looking at my little raccoon boy.
Well, show us some of your work. We'd love to see it on camera.
I have, so I wanted to show like some stickers. I don't know if you can see this guy, but I make vinyl stickers. So this one, it says, my body, my stink, because every color deserves their own time. I have these new, so part of my art is I try to be as ecologically popular, or not popular, but like conscientious as much as I can. And so I've just ordered these and I got them. They still have the covers on them, but they're wooden pins. So they're wood burned and they're made in, any artist can come talk to me at this market too. I will totally talk about all my merchandising because that is so hard to find. But these still have their little paper protectives on them. So it's a surprise until you get to the market of what it is. But these are more eco-friendly than like regular enamel pins that you get, because those have to come all the way from China, and the processing of that, like, I don't know what goes into that, but I do know this is like wood burned. So I try to be environmentally sustainable with my work at the same time. The popular boy that I was talking about is this guy right here.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
I love
He's
that.
very fun. Like the hollow, like you can see the crow brain, like when people see that and they're like, I need that right now. And I'm like, no, you do. It's okay. This is a safe space. You can enjoy so it's okay to just ooh and ah. You want to touch. I'm a huge texture artist. So like anyone's like, can I just touch things? And I'm like, yeah, please, like run your hands over that. Fine. Because I'm the same way. I like want to touch fabrics and stuff. And then I have a couple of prints. Like this is a screen print. So it's protected by plastic right now, but these are screen prints that I did all the way back in college. They're still popular, but people like seeing different images in them, or like I have quite a few other prints and stuff like that. But that's like a quick summary of my work.
And what got you started? When did you first start sketching and drawing?
I mean, I started trading horse drawings with a good friend of mine in elementary school, where we'd like share the same coloring book and we'd do the sketches of different horses and color it in. So like since I was a kid, I guess, but I thought I wasn't going to be an artist because I had an art teacher in high school who was like, no, it's hard. Everyone's mean to you. Like it's going to be really difficult to be an artist. And I was like, okay. And then I went to college and I was like, well, I can either choose to be an ecologist and have a guaranteed job at the end of college. Ha, that was funny. Or I can be an artist and be happy and then figure it out. And I was like, I want to not be stressed. I want to choose happiness and like figure it out. So that was like my defining moment of I'm going to make this a job. Like I'm going to run a business of it. I'm going to make it work somehow.
Yeah, I was looking at your website earlier, and you mentioned a little bit about environmentally conscious things, but you actually have a pledge on your website that I thought was interesting. You've got two different main areas there. Can you talk about that? And did that start right away when you started your business, or was something you just kind of discovered, hey, I need to be a little bit more kind to the environment as you were creating? Or
I've always been like that. That's an influence from my parents. They're very eco-conscious. They're pretty, I would not extreme, but like they're pretty out there for ecologically concerned things. And so in my art, like I had a conversation with an artist where I was like, I don't really want to use plastic for this process. I know you have to use that material, but can I not? And she said, well, sometimes you have to make sacrifices for your art. And I was like, that's not a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Like that, I don't want that to be my art. I never want to make that choice. So even like this is plastic using here, but it's plastic that I find that has already been recycled, can be reused again, and can be recycled as well. So like, even when I have to use something like that, I try to make it as much as like I can to make it work. And part of my reason for trying to be environmentally friendly is that there's a stereotype of when you look at environmentally friendly things of like, you know, the raw paper or like that aged look to it or natural materials. And I just don't think that's necessary. I don't think you have to design for that. I think you can have things that go both ways. Like being environmentally friendly is like, yes, these are vinyl stickers, but they last for so much longer than if you got the really cheap ones that only last for a year. Like these, I try to make sure that if I have to use materials that aren't necessarily environmentally friendly, that they will be durable and last a long time. So then they're not just a waste, or they don't have backings to them that can't be recycled or anything like that. Same with like sourcing my pins, like these are made much closer. They're wood burned and things like that. Or the prints, like I've recently switched over to a local printer in my hometown. So all of my prints are going to be coming from him. He sources the paper on bamboo rag. So at Geekery, I will be unveiling like that new paper, which is so thick, like the texture people, like, oh my God. I'm a paper nerd. But that paper or other things like that, like those are my choices moving into that. So it's always been a part of who I am. I just can't see it any other way.
Excellent.
Will you be bringing any of your original pieces to the market?
I will. Yes, I'm making some pieces now, starting up a new series of that. I don't have them close to me, but a while ago I found these wooden houses that are so freaking cute, but they were just wood and I can paint on them in gouache. So like traditionally my favorite paint is gouache. Unless I'm painting on windows, then it's acrylic because you can just
Yeah,
you can
they have to make an appearance.
an
They hear me talk.
Yeah.
My dog, her cats, they just show
Yep.
up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Like, of course, they're the honored guest. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I like painting on gouache. I come from watercolor originally, and then I'll paint like acrylics on windows because that's like super easy to paint on, and then like scrape right off when you're done. So it's a nice, fun way without damaging anything of like decorating windows.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's amazing. I know that Carol, who loves to put stickers on her car, is
Yeah.
already picking out which ones from your site she will be
I
adding to
I was
the
looking.
collection.
Yeah, I was looking at
I
the.
can tell she has
I was
that.
looking at the
gears.
website.
The gears are already turning. She's like, I need new stickers. So, because it's true. I
Yeah.
mean, some of her stickers, you think that they're good quality and you put them on the car and, you know, that
And they're
constant
gone in 2 weeks.
South Carolina sun and North Carolina sun, it just goes. So
These are rated. I will say I've done testing for these. Certain kind of vinyls, even though they say you have to test your own stickers before you do it, these are no good for cars because they are durable and long lasting on water bottles or other like normal things like that. Cars are normal too. But man, just cars take a beating. Like some of my stickers do great, and then others, they like I have one right now on there and it's like peeling from the outside in. I'm like, okay, well, they said car rated, but I guess not.
yeah.
So these are not.
Yeah. When you're looking for car stickers, I've been kind of going toward decals just because they wear a lot better than stickers. Come on, guys.
I think decal is the vinyl is just more durable, but you get you have to find a specific person who either prints on that or who does a Cricut kind of deals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the cats heard that you liked them, and so now they're all making their appearance now. So
that's so freaking cute.
Okay. You want to say hi? Say hi, Persephone.
Oh my goodness.
And then who's on the side?
That's Nyx right there.
Yeah.
And then Artemis is around here somewhere. Artemis doesn't.
Artemis is camera shy.
Too much.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Sorry. My goddesses, they crowd me.
So if people wanted to go and look at your art in advance to find out if there was some that they wanted to pre-order and make sure that you didn't sell out at the show before they got there and stuff like that, where could they go and find your work?
So my website is great for that. If there's something that they can't find on my website, but they think it might be there, or if they're asking for a commission to be picked up beforehand, they can message me on Instagram or through my website. But if there's a product they see on there, I'm going to have an option that I need to set up of Geekery pickup only. So they can order something on there and then it won't have any shipping applied because I'll just bring it with me and then I can pick it up right at the Geekery.
That's awesome. And it's Eonhawk LLC, right? Is that right?
Well, you can find me Eonhawk. It's just like the official business name is like an LLC, but Eonhawk, yeah.
So Ian is EON Hawk, and then search for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is your very first time. So you're actually coming up from Atlanta, is that correct?
Yeah, the Atlanta area.
So yeah, so definitely if you're in the Carolinas and you want to check out her stuff in person and talk to her about all the cool different things. I'm totally a paper nerd as well. You brought me back to my high school days where we used to go to Paper by the Pound, where you could pick a couple sheets of this and a couple sheets of that and get it all together. And then you sit there trying to think of who was worthy enough to write a letter to on that paper. And I used to always want to keep it all. So it was kind of a pain, but eventually you should use it, right? But yeah, so if you want to see her stuff in person, the only way to see it here in the Carolinas unless you want to make a trip to Atlanta, which, I'm not saying you can't, but come to the Geekery Market and check it out. So,
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
yeah, we're so excited to have you. We're excited because it's so much bigger, and so we can bring more goodness to people because we hate having to turn people down. But just being able to have so many different kinds of things and having so many different aspects of art for people to explore, I think it's going to be amazing. But thank you so much for sharing a little bit with
Yes,
us
thank you.
today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Can I ask one question really quick?
Yeah.
For a first-time artist going to the Geekery, what is something that I really should check out?
Well, definitely if you get a chance to go to the music tent, we'll have
Yes.
live music. It's every 45 minutes, at the top of every hour, there'll be a new performance. We'll also have 2 different groups doing live sword fighting demonstrations, and we'll also have little kids with nerd swords in between. So that's kind of fun. And we're going to have some really cool cars. I mean, there's just so much. We try to have demos and different things happening so that as people are shopping, sometimes depending on your stimulation and your ADHD, it can all be overwhelming. So we actually have Get Some Game that's going to be there. So you can sit down and play a board game for a little while. You can go get a picture with Geeky Santa. You could go get face painting or hair done. So it allows you to kind of walk around, absorb, maybe do that second lap and say, hey, I really wanted that little beetle sticker. Or maybe I need to go back and get it after all and kind of be able to think about it. So that's one of the things that we really try hard to make it so that it's not just buy, but actually get to enjoy and talk to different people and be able to rest because, shopping's hard. So especially if, trying to decide who to get what for the holidays or whatever, you need those little breaks in between. So I think that's one of the things and we have scavenger hunts too. So it's for the kids, but every year, half of it is adults doing it too. So you can go around and do little scavenger hunts and different things like that. So we always find that that's a lot of fun. So
that's wonderful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
well, we're excited to have you there.
Well, Lois, it has been a delight. This is our first time meeting, so I'm so excited to have you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. And thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank y'all, and you have a lovely, lovely rest of day.
You too.
That was an episode of Guardians of the Geekery. Thank you for listening. Check us out at guardiansofthegeekery.com and stay tuned for more content.